Joining us in the studio, it is a distinguished comedian and radio dude, D.L. Hughley.
Good morning.
Hey, D.L.
Good morning, D.L.
You guys, fine little machine y'all got. My program is nothing like this. All the discipline.
I have to whip these
It's a
people into
formula
shape
to
every
this. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, I get
So,
it now.
D.L., my first question is, when you started in comedy, they must just have butchered your last name.
Yeah.
Would D.L.
I never.
Hagala.
Yeah, I always cared. I never cared how they said it. Just spell it right on the check. I never cared about any of that. Yeah, they did. It was so funny because I didn't know what, because I guess my father's from. I don't know where he's from, but anyway, they who cares where he's from. But I guess it's a German derivation. I didn't, and they're like, "Are you German?" No, you got to ask the white dude who owned us. I don't know what that is. I don't know where it came from. Look at my social security card. We got it from there. So,
It's a hard G, Hughley.
a hard G. That was, and people. And
Not Hughley.
Yeah, it's not Hughley. It's Hughley. Yeah.
Or Hughley.
Huggley.
So did some early manager come on and go, "Hey, man, look, you got to change it, man"?
No, well, you know what? Never. My name is Daryl, so I wasn't gonna mangle it with too hard to pronounce names. But in school, teachers didn't get it right, primarily because I was never there. But absent. Oh, okay, that's me. But yeah, it's been an interesting ride.
Daryl.
Daryl.
Now, do your friends
Call you Daryl?
Your close friends call you Daryl?
Yeah, I can tell if somebody knows me if they say that. You know what I mean? Like, but now, it's so different. Like I was telling, like now, I don't know about you, your parents. Like my parents are old. Like my father's 82. Like, and he has dementia, and he was a mean dude growing up. So it's like I don't remember. I do, and that's why your medication's late.
That's right. Who's in charge now?
Oh, somebody got a crimp in their oxygen cord. Huh?
That's a shame.
My sister goes, "You better go see Daddy. He don't remember nothing." I said, "He don't remember nothing." She said, "No." I said, "Well, tell him I just left. It's the same thing. I'm not." But it's so funny because now it's come full circle because now I have kids and and watching him and talking about history and looking at albums and stuff. He doesn't remember anything, but it's great. Like he forgets that he was, I think he has selective amnesia. Like he doesn't, like he remembers I was a F up in school. He remembers I owe him money. He don't remember to take his medication. It's great.
I have been perfecting selective amnesia.
Absolutely.
I have 7 children. I'm really working on.
What are you, a
selective-
basketball player? Jesus Christ.
How many? Wait a minute. Hang on.
7
How many
kids.
do you have?
3.
Okay,
That's a normal
and 2
amount.
pending. Wait, who said that? Don't say that.
I love the word normal.
Yeah,
you got 2 on the way?
I got no. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
My kids are grown, but they're millennials. So millennials, they live at home with me.
Okay. Yeah.
And then, like I guess according to the census, the millennials are the most educated generation that ever existed. I paid for all 3 of them to graduate from college. Paid for my wife to graduate from college. I got a GED, but I'm the only one working. So
This is. I believe they call this preaching to the choir.
it's something when you graduate in your cap and gown and still go to your old room.
D.L. Hughley is our
Somewhat
guest.
familiar with that situation?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I think it's
No,
an
we are
interesting
all.
thing.
All are, except
I've
John.
said this before. I feel bad for the millennial because I've never seen any generation get labeled so. Every day you hear, well, millennials this, millennials that.
Right.
Give them a break, okay? They're different, like everybody else. They do what they all do different things.
they are different, but they are at home while they're different. Like it's things I should know. Like there are only things that I only know because millennials live with me. Like there are things I shouldn't know. I should know your music. I should know. I don't care about any of that, but I have to hear it because you live here.
Right.
You're not cool. No, but I'm a landlord, so shut up.
I do find it very handy when it comes to anything tech related.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
Keep
yeah,
them
there's
around
that.
so they can sync up my apparatus.
Okay.
Yeah.
And kind of off topic, which is our specialty. Chick, you weren't here yesterday, and I've been doing a lot of reading in the last 48 hours about the new iPhone.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Have
You have to have it, right?
Are you caught up?
Well,
Because it's kind of confusing.
I
'cause
never got behind it. I
There's
didn't
the
think.
8,
What am
the
I?
8 Plus.
8 plus, and
and
the
the
10. or
10.
The X. Yes,
Right.
yeah.
They call it X though. The X.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I
saying
called it the
10.
X, then it said it's called the 10.
Yeah, because you don't want to think of the name after Malcolm X. That'll never sell there, boy. I'm not buying a Muslim phone. What?
I got the Huey Newton. Did you get the,
Right.
Did you get the Eldridge Cleaver?
Plymouth Rock.
No, I
blame
got
it on
the
my phone.
I got the Beaver Cleaver.
That's right.
I got the white man's phone.
Why are you confused about the iPhone?
Because it's
Yeah.
really confusing.
What do you mean?
Well, you approach like you were going to tell me something. What?
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm
Tell
asking
me
if you've done any reading on this thing. I got to get it. I've got to talk to an expert. I mean, it's.
I had this
it's-
cat on my podcast named Kit. He's a blogger for, and I guess it's one of the things that it has is the camera that turns around like for selfies.
That's a better camera for the
that's-
It's
selfie.
got two cameras.
That's how narcissistic we are. We want better views of ourselves.
Yeah. No, I just want better views of my little
But
girls.
think about how long ago you heard when the new models came out. Oh, it's got a better camera.
Yeah.
They've been saying
Yeah.
that for the last 6.
But this one,
how many-
and apparently it's got a.
But this one has the better camera.
Apparently
How
it
much
has.
better can it get?
That's the thing that's awfully. They're so great now. As I said, it's not a quote. One of my least favorite phrases. It's not a game changer. I mean, what is you can charge it wirelessly, but then you got to tote around that.
Especially if it's $1,000.
You got to
Yeah.
tote around that.
$1,000. That's because now phones I got status symbol.
Yeah.
Like I'll see somebody on a train with an $800 phone. I'm like, that's dumb. Like you need to call a broker and get a car is what you need to do. But I guess now that they're like accessories. They're like the car you drive, the address you're from. So
Yeah.
they're kind of status symbols. But he was saying the same screen on the 8 is the same screen on the Samsung. So it's the same screen.
But apparently, yeah, the screens are better. But it'll last 2 hours long. It's not like I said, it's not a game changer.
Yeah,
So, I don't know.
but it
We'll
has
see.
face recognition, like even in the dark.
But I mean,
so I
my-
guess that's for people who meet people at bars. I don't even know what that is.
And face recognition. How
How
secure do I need
lazy
to
are
have
we?
this
We
thing?
can't type in a code.
That
Or
lazy.
put your thumb on it.
Or put your thumb on
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
We're
Well,
that
first,
lazy.
Chick, you got to get your thumb out of your ass.
Oh, I see. That was
Comedy
a shock.
play,
yeah,
yeah.
very funny, Tom.
Sorry,
very,
I'm
very
sorry.
funny.
So I can't decide, Christy. So what I'm waiting.
Well-
See, here's what I'm waiting to happen. I'm waiting for
Well,
one
the
of my.
10 has glass on both sides, too.
Here's the
So now
glass
you can
back.
break both sides. of it.
Yeah.
Well,
I just
there's
picked up a
that.
phone 3 days ago for my friends that just had to get new glass on.
I know you
on a
pretty well.
mini
If
pad.
you don't get the X or the 10, you're going to always want the 10. So get the 10.
Just get the 10.
But I'm waiting for one of my kids to have their phone break. Then I'll give them this one.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, that's
That's
how
how
I
you
always
do it.
get a car. Oh, hey, like when Willie's car got stolen, that was my key to give him mine. Then I get a new one.
Wait, isn't? Oh, so when I was gonna say insurance doesn't bring you back a car like Geico. You don't have that.
Yeah, I got the insurance. Yeah,
Right, okay.
I'm trying to explain. Don't
Oh,
you
okay.
have kids? Don't you know how this works?
Okay.
Yes.
My excuse for getting a
But
new
if
car.
you order it now, it won't be here till November or something.
Okay,
Late-
here's the
late
difference between the
October.
8 and the 10 really quickly. The 8 looks very similar to what you're carrying around right now.
And
But it's got
do
a
all
better
three-
camera.
Do all three
Better
have
camera.
wireless charging? Is
The
that right?
10 has the screen to screen, just like the Samsung Note. It's like there's no white part. There's
So I would
no-
get an extra half inch.
on each side. Yes.
So
total,
you mean
probably.
you mean
Right.
this little
Some people would
teeny-
kill for that. Let me tell you.
the size of a Bic pen's worth of screen?
And it has wireless charging. But all three have wireless
But
charging.
then don't you have to carry around the wireless charger thing? It's not
How
like-
does it charge wireless?
Yeah, I was
You
wondering
lay
that
it
too.
on this
it's like a
thing.
pad.
You
You've
lay it
got to
on a
lay it
pad.
on.
Now you have to have that everywhere?
That's
Well,
what
and
he
now some
says.
cars have. Your car has that, right, Chick?
Yeah, I
It
said, what
does?
the heck is this in the console? And it
What
goes,
is it? The Jetsons? What are
Well,
you?
that's the wireless
Here's the-
charging cradle.
this
And
is
I'm
what the
like,
10
what?
looks like.
Really?
See the difference in the screen?
Yeah, so you get an extra half inch at the bottom.
It's a
like,
little,
like I said, it's not a game changer. I'm not
Well,
going to
did they promise it would be a game
hard to
changer?
explain.
Though?
It's
I mean,
like-
did they come out and say this is going to be?
It was the
Well,
10th anniversary. and
I
they-
guess everything like for tech, like they'll have people line up for the.
course.
Like it's like people will watch the releases like it's a
Yeah.
sporting event. So.
no,
Thousands
But
of
it's not.
dollars.
He said technology never gets worse. It's always better. But if you're a techie, it's the little things you look for.
yeah, but I just don't. I don't know. We'll see.
Create beautiful selfies with sharp foregrounds and
Yeah.
artfully blurred backgrounds.
The selfies are pretty good. I think this does have a thing. So when you're taking a camera, sometimes with the iPhones, the background light will dominate, and it's dark on at the subject. So it's cool. So let me ask you this, Dio.
Well, and you
Hughley
get
is our
the
guest.
emojis that move around.
Oh, that's the post.
See, I
the
hate
an
that.
emoji? The
People,
an-emoji.
but a lot of people have fun with
Look
that.
at that.
I hate that. The
I'm-
we don't even.
I hate emojis.
Unnecessary, but
You know,
We
it's
don't
like,
even
it's
talk.
like, well, I'm sorry your mom died.
Right.
Sad face.
Of all the
Sad
things
face,
I
thumb
hate
down.
in this world, you're up against
No,
emojis.
no, we're coming. Yes, I am. And what's the other thing? The emoticon. We're in a world now. People are so inarticulate. They can't sit down and write a note. Hey, sorry to hear about your dad's death. No, it's
Your
just a
age
thumbs down,
showing.
thumbs down, Grim Reaper symbol.
You know
symbol.
that they actually did that the plane. that plane, Indonesia, they crashed.
The Malaysian?
They sent out the Malaysian, and they sent out a mass text. Your father's gone. Sad face, like they really did.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they really did. It's like, why? It's too many people to cover. We can't write all these handwriting notes.
Oh, sad face. It's the international language.
Yeah, they should. And they also had they had a plane, and then the arrow pointing down,
Right.
and then the water splash.
And then a thumbs down.
Yeah.
New but bad crashes. Boom.
Bummer.
What was the TV show? Wait a minute. Oh, I know. Concentration. Is that the one where they would reveal parts of a visual puzzle?
What is it? A rhombus? A rebus? What is it?
Yeah, what do they
Rebus?
call that?
Rebus?
That was
Right.
That's
I
I
think
was
it is.
like a little kid.
Picture.
Well, let me
I
ask you this:
remember.
D.L. Hughley is our guest. D.L. is a distinguished comedian and radio dude. Now.
Yeah, there it is. Radio dude.
You doing afternoons though?
Yes.
Are you?
Mornings would be too much for me.
Are you a
can't.
shoe guy?
I am. I like sport. I like tennis shoes.
So do you see guys waiting in line for the shoes? Are you that guy? You want to have the latest?
No, I'm not. Listen, whatever I can get conveniently, whether it's sex or shoes, I just don't go for it. I'm a like.
Why do I feel
I like- I
a size 12 joke coming?
I like easy pickings, Jack. I'm the old lion. Oh, there's a lame antelope. Okay, come here. I got you. I gotta.
You don't die for anything, do you?
No, I gotta wait. I gotta wait. Some gotta practically fall in my lap. All right, it was God meant for this to happen. Yes, no, but I love shoes. I can't go. I don't anything that inconveniences me. I can't do it.
Do you call them tennis shoes, gym shoes, athletic shoes? What do you
It's
call
funny
them?
because I'm from LA, so it's tennis shoes.
See?
We did
had
we
this-
did a
So y'all call them
survey because
sneakers.
I couldn't believe it.
Sneakers, yeah.
Tennis shoes won, right?
By 80, almost an 80%
say tennis
margin.
shoes.
Yeah.
Even though not very many people play tennis.
No, we call them tennis shoes. I guess like depending on where you are, we call them like in the East they call them pocketbooks. We call them purses.
Right.
Ice boxes. We call
Did you?
them refrigerators.
I know since you're doing a radio show, you probably have to keep up with the news. Did you guys do the story about I think was it Columbus, where the drug dealer had this collection of super high-end tennis shoes? Remember this? And they auctioned them off. A
Oh
couple
yeah, I
weeks
remember that.
ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's not tennis shoes. It's more tennis
shoes.
What?
It's tennis shoes.
Tennis shoes.
You're in.
not tennis
You're
shoes.
saying it. You're saying it correctly.
I'm sorry. I'm speaking.
Yeah, a little too correctly.
Oh, once again, I'm speaking English.
Right there you go.
Sorry, the benefits of a classical
Tennis shoes.
education.
You don't sound snotty.
No, it wasn't
No,
condescending.
not condescending or awful. We're
Kinda. It was a little condescending.
crap under your tennis
what-
shoe. That's
It's very hard for me not to condescend, even
What-
while discussing
What did we
condescending.
decide you call them? Gym shoes? What do you call them?
I called them gym shoes growing up.
athletic shoes.
That's you get that. Yeah, that's the same thing.
And there was a real big deal about you couldn't wear any shoes with any black rubber or whatever the compound is because it would mark up the floor.
Oh, that's because you played racquetball.
Same thing as sailboats. You can't wear.
These are all things I never know.
Oh, sorry.
I'll never-
These are things
You know
I
what?
didn't know.
I didn't know
Yeah.
either.
These
but
are things that Tom thinks everyone knows.
But
So
this-
welcome to
You
our
can tell you got a lot of money. You'll scuff up a sailboat.
You know the thing I hate about
Did you see that on my iPhone
You know,
10? No, I didn't.
I was thinking about my skiff yesterday, and I I know you're probably in the same.
Hardly.
I don't even watch
Hardly.
Gilligan's Island. I don't know anything
I
about a
think we're
boat.
all in the same boat.
Sort of a.
Oh, no, the tennis shoes. What? Why are you saying that?
Here's the story. A Central Ohio county is selling off several collectible. Now, and this is right there from it, sneakers. This is how they word
I
it here.
hate the word sneakers.
Yeah.
Seized from a convicted drug
Sounds
dealer,
silly.
67 boxes of confiscated high-end sneakers.
Now, there's such a thing as a sneakerhead. That's a guy who likes
Yeah,
shoes.
it likes a lot of tennis shoes.
Yeah, sneakerhead.
This is kind of proceeds
Good website.
will benefit a good cause here. So I don't know how that works with the police. Do they just confiscate them and
Yeah, they take them.
Go to, yeah, this is ours.
it's going to be a bitch pump?
They rob you only with a badge. So they they rob you, but there's a subpoena involved.
The sizes were 10 to 12. Oh, this guy's going to the
Big house?
what's the current slang for prison? Just
Ask the black dude. It's not tennis shoes. It's the joint. We call it the joint.
The joint.
The box.
the box.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was the joint I've seen in the movie.
Yeah, the
so
box.
so the Huskow is no longer.
What is it?
Wow, no, that's so old that, yeah.
And now
On
we're-
one hand, you're talking about sailboats. The other hand, you're talking about the Old West. I don't understand.
Huskow's out.
Huskow.
We're gonna take you to the Huskow. Oh, all right.
Huskow,
What time does it
School
close?
Bar.
It sounds like a close.
Moscow sounds like there should be mezcal there. It should be a fun place.
Right.
Doesn't it?
It's happy hour at the Huskow.
Yeah.
What? No.
Now, Joshy, you never heard Huskow?
I have in like 1930s submarine movies. That's like the only place.
Das Boot.
So is the big house? How about Stir? Is that still happening?
How
that's
about
it.
prison?
Yeah.
He's in Stir.
Yeah, it's
Is
I don't know
there
what they call it.
anyone you talk to that understands what the hell you're saying? Because Christy and I have been here for a long time, and we still don't get it.
Judging my dinner last night, apparently not. It's a long story.
You're socially awkward. You know that.
I've been told that. I don't get it.
But it's good that you got a gig that you don't have to actually be around people. It is. It's
Yes,
great.
it is. Thank you, DL.
That you're in your little chamber.
The more,
DL Hughley is our
The
guest.
more effectively we can keep you away
You're
from
hermetically sealed in your little.
everybody, the better off we're all going to be.
Now, I
That's a
call them.
great
I
point.
was going to bid on some of this guy's gym shoes because they're my size. I wear a 12.
Tennis shoes.
Tennis shoes. I was going to bid on these from this drug dealer, but I don't want to get a ladder to climb up and get them off the power lines.
That's hilarious.
No,
I feel like I
stop it, DL.
was. He just
No,
watched
it's
The
not.
Wire from the Who's Cow.
That's right.
He is a great comedian, actor, and radio dude.
Radio changes your. You know what it is? I love radio. I just don't like radio management. I do not like radio management. Is like radio management is so bad it makes me miss BET. That's how bad they are. Oh, man.
Wait a minute now. Hear him out. Sounds like he's got a couple good thoughts on this.
You know, DL. I
He's gonna lie to my face like this, right?
DL. I don't gamble, so I don't watch BET.
Right.
It's a bad-
Speaking of gambling, coming up, the Napa Auto Parts Shoe-In of the Week starring Chick McGee.
It's too easy this week.
DL, are you a sports
Oh, yeah.
gambler at all?
Yeah. No, not gambler.
Just you follow it
I
too?
just follow, yeah.
Now, do you follow teams that you have to follow, or do you follow teams that you actually?
No,
genuinely-
I like compelling. Like if I like, there's somebody I like pretty much from every team, like
Yeah.
and for different reasons.
Yeah.
But
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in L.A.
Oh, so you're a Dodger fan then?
I am a Dodger fan. For me, it's Dodgers, USC, and the Lakers.
Okay.
So in LA, like nobody, like if you from LA, nobody really likes the Clippers. Nobody really likes the Angels.
What about the NFL's arrival?
The Rams. I mean, like the Rams, they only do they beat you all, but I'm just not. I mean, besides that, but they used to be so bad they didn't even do the sports report. They just came on. Y'all know what happened, and in other news, so bad.
Yeah, I'm from St. Louis. They did that there too. Yeah.
Right. But at least they won you a Super Bowl.
Yeah, we had a.
You had
that's
a
As a
show.
radio guy, I think you might like this as a radio guy. Depending on where you live, usually, and I love the homer. You know, the guy that's the home team guy.
Right.
And I love it when you turn on the radio and you don't know what the score is, and you'll just hear the guy talking, and you know right away that your team is losing bad.
You just tell from the tone of his voice.
Right.
I tuned in the other day and I just heard, well. A lot of dead air, and his co-broadcaster's going, is he going to say anything? Then finally he blurts out, well, it would seem that nothing is going right today. So then you hang on for a few minutes and you find out that the score is 47-3.
Right.
Oh well, it must be pretty.
That
rough
explains
day.
it. Yeah.
That's tough to do though. And you've been doing radio for a long time, doing play-by-plays. I could never do that.
Well, I've been doing radio for with my own situation for about 4 years. But it is the play-by-play thing. You just got to have. You got this mind, the eye. You got to know. It's just you got to know rules.
A lot going on there.
You got to remember names.
Yeah.
As scattered as you are, and
Yeah.
subject to
Oh.
subject to subject.
There's
Yeah.
no way.
Oh, I could
way.
never do it. I used to
third and 10 for the
Right.
Patriots. Before we start this play, there was a wolf caught in the grill of a car.
It was a coyote,
You
but
know, it was
whatever.
yeah.
I used to do the announcements, the PA at my son's high school football game.
How many
Yeah, that's-
times did you do that?
Well, you're practically
Every home game.
Well, you knew
you
your son,
really?
right?
You're
knew
almost Dick Enberg then. What do you? Heck yeah.
but that's terrifying because if you'd get the roster from the other team and you'd look at it and you'd go, oh my God.
Right.
What is this,
So-
like an Eastern European? I would go down to the field before the game and ask one of the assistant coaches, okay, how do you pronounce this guy's name? This
Right.
guy's.
Oh, because parents will lose their
Oh
mind.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
they'd walk over to the booth.
Right.
Yeah, I bet.
And it's what it's funny because names are like really important. Like I was doing radio that I read a report that said the more urban the name sounds, the less likely they get a job. Like and you got to know what name means. My name is Daryl. That means beloved. My manager's name is Gary. That means warrior. Daquan means not hiring.
And if you were on the football team, here's what would happen. If I hadn't had time to do prep for the game,
If you saw Daquan,
Tackled by D.L. Hughley. Sorry, that's D.L. Hughley. And then
then your mom would come up to the thing. Damn it, it's Hughley.
right.
It was, but doing play-by-play is even harder.
yeah, because I didn't know how much you talked as the announcer. So you just had to do the. Did you have somebody sitting there going, "That taco was by doing," or they write it on a piece of paper?
I might have had help.
I think baseball.
Oh, you
would be
should have. They all
have
do.
to have
Yeah.
that.
No, yeah.
But it's a private school, though, right? It's not.
Put it this way, DL, where I did the announcements.
not a regular
Let me just say,
I didn't know they had squash announcers.
Very nicely
If
done.
you're asking if they had a sailing class, the answer is
Yes.
DL, they had a DL. I'm not saying that it was upper level school. They did have the stock ticker on the bottom of the scoreboard.
He's been in here less than an hour and already picked up that your kids went to a private school.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
The
that's
benefits of a
pretty
classical education.
I wouldn't do that.
Do what?
I mean, my kids go to regulars. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, man, look here. And well, I have a son with well, my son has Asperger's syndrome, and so it was really tough. Like he's driving now. I don't ride with him because
Does he get bad road rage?
I don't know. Sometimes I let him take him to the airport one time. He chased a butterfly for 6 miles. So it was just, please,
Yeah.
Can I have since you're here and we've
just
been
a regular son? Jesus, please let me help you with this.
since I've been struggling with language since you got here.
before that.
I was fortunate enough to meet the guys you brought here with you. Very friendly
Yeah,
bunch.
yeah.
Nice chat.
My posse is they dope.
Because I was figuring, at least one of them would be a super badass
Yeah.
and be very intimidating. Now, do you call them your posse or is it your crew?
It's called Three Black Dudes and a Mexican.
Okay.
Oh, sounds like a moving company.
Yeah, they're like Derek Robles is my Mexican security guy. I'm gonna miss him when Trump takes it away, but he's nice. I sure am. We bond like while it's great. Like before you leave, we're gonna have memories.
Three black guys and a Mexican does
Right.
sound like some kind of a movie.
We have a tour. Actually, it's me, George Lopez, Sid the Entertainer, and Eddie Griffin and Charlie Murphy before he passed. We do a tour called The Comedy Get Down, which comes on in BET, Bet,
the gaming
the gambling channel, in October. So that's what. So it's so funny because you'll have these black dudes and Mexican dudes and coming to a concert. Usually, the only time we're together like that is when there's a prison riot. But when there are people that are laughing and no one's getting shanked, so it's nice. But to your question, no, none of them are badasses. But if I get into a fight and they are not laying in the hospital next week, the first thing I'm gonna do is fire them when I wake up.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know.
He's saying something. You're fired. That's
You're heavily tattooed. I
yes,
noticed.
yes, I am.
What was the first one?
The first one was Comedy and Tragedy.
Okay.
The masks.
The first one was.
I'm
The
assuming it wasn't like a butt hat.
No, it wasn't.
probably
No, none on my back or anything. And then it just, I'm trying to tell a story.
I'm trying to see the story. I can't.
What's your story?
I haven't written it yet. You know,
Oh,
just
okay.
little pieces. You know, things that remind me of stuff. Like my wife, where's my name? We haven't got to that part yet. Sweetheart. Come on now. I'm running out of room.
A lot of people wait till someone is deceased before they put their name.
No.
You
Well,
know,
no.
that'd be weird.
32 years. I guess I eventually I have to put her name somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
so
You've been
know
married
what?
32
If you-
years?
yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
32
that's
February,
great.
yeah.
Yeah.
That is great.
But I still love her. I'm still in love with her. Yeah, but I was telling my girlfriend, I said, this is rough. Because when I have these conversations,
Hey, can you show DL the world record from today?
Oh yeah. Hold on.
Yeah, we have a new Guinness Book of World Records.
Holder.
Now you
Older.
remember Kid and Play,
yeah, of course.
and
You remember Kid? You just got into that thing with Jason Whitlock.
Kid was just in here, right?
Yeah,
But a couple years ago, and he's a super great guy.
yeah.
But he was in the news today because a guy set the world record for the highest. What do they refer to?
Fade.
This guy looks like he's got a beehive.
Yeah, he looks like one of those things you put on erasers and you.
Yeah, a troll doll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that.
That's the new world
a
record.
Wishnick. We
His
call
name
those
is
Wishnicks.
Is
Oh,
it a
okay, yeah,
Wishnick?
yeah.
Benny Harlem is his
It's
name.
kind of hard to take a guy seriously when he's
I
got.
hope he has a car with a sunroof in it because that's gonna be rough. I would never want to go to a movie behind that.
No, God, no.
I'm guessing he takes the bus a lot.
Yeah, he better.
I don't know how you get a job doing
20
that.
and a half inches.
better.
I'm sure he has a job.
I'm sure he doesn't put it up like that every day.
I'm sure he has to.
Yeah, he does.
You don't. You can. Yeah. You
What
can.
the hell's wrong with
Yeah.
I'm
You
just
can't
saying-
walk into any building at all ever.
No, you
Yeah, he ducks into
Yeah,
most
I'm sure he
places.
does.
I would have trouble taking him seriously. I think you lack a certain gravitas when you have a ridiculous
When
hairdo
you look like a
that.
wisp broom. That's nice.
Look, he looks like he's having fun there.
Well,
He'd be great on a TV show because you could start having hanging upside down and then turn him around and his hair stays straight.
Man, that bat has an afro. What? What are you saying? Huh?
He says he spends 2 hours a day
Oh, my
getting it
gosh.
like
Wow, look at that.
oh wait.
Yeah, that's too much.
Well, who did he beat? That's what I want to know. Who was the guy that held the record before him?
That is a great
Who
question.
did he beat? Some
I
guy
have
that
no idea.
And you know that guy's mad.
Yeah.
Now I got to go grow my hair
Damn it.
more.
Because, the record has to have a previous record. We thought that record would never be challenged, but now it has. Yeah.
It's hard to explain. It's literally 3 times the length of his head.
Yeah.
No, it's like Marge Simpson length.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would that give you a headache to hold that up like that?
How old is this kid? Is he old?
He's not a kid.
He's got he's
got
certainly
kids.
over 30.
Well, you guys don't like. Here's the thing.
I don't have any hair.
Yeah,
I get it. So I'm okay. I'm okay with it.
When you pass 30 and you keep your hair, obviously I'm not talking to very many people, but I'm saying this is all pointless. Never mind. But when you keep your hair, you let it do what it wants.
Sure.
I don't like most kids.
No, is that? Do you have are those twists?
Yeah, they are.
How do you do that?
I just wake up and stop.
Who does the twisting? Do you have a professional twister?
I just wash it and it stays this way now.
No, this is kind of a personal question. Are you? Is that like Elvis number 17 in there? Or?
Oh, whoa.
Is there a
It
little
looks
bit-
real.
Are
It
you
is
asking him if
If
he
he
colors
dyes his hair, that's what
No,
he's
not
saying.
at all.
What the hell's wrong with again? What is wrong with this?
No, that's
radio?
how
No
you
one.
do it. I will tell you the craziest thing that happened. I get on the Southwest Airlines and I'm getting on and I don't like Southwest Airlines. I like places where they're divisions.
Assigned seat?
Yeah, I like where that because I like.
I love
caste
Southwest. It's my
system.
favorite.
Yeah,
airline.
I do. Yeah, I like. It's Gandhi's airplane. I like this. I like where they close the curtain because I'm a humanitarian. I hate when I like to sit in first class and I like for them to close the curtain. I don't like all that screaming in the back.
Sure.
Because I can't help them and I want to, but I just can't.
That's
It hurts your heart, doesn't
Like,
it?
Yeah,
please,
that's right, yeah.
somebody has peanut allergies. Close that, please.
Right.
But I'm on Southwest Airlines.
I feel so bad. I don't have
right.
these clothes
That child might not make it through the flight. Can somebody give me my headphones? So I'm on Southwest Airlines and I'm sitting in the front and I feel somebody tugging at my hair and I looked around. It was this old white lady. She went, I have always wanted to do that. And
Really?
I said, oh great, I'm on some old lady's bucket list. Like, touch a black dude's hair, I can go now. Yeah,
It could have been worse,
Wasn't there
DL.
a little kid who he asked President Obama if he could touch his hair? He always wanted to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. That's a big thing. Like apparently, talk about black people's hair is like a real people. I can't remember where was I at? It was some country, and
Czechoslovakia.
it was Serbia.
There you
It was
go. I was
Serbia.
close.
I was doing Bosnia. I don't even know. They're at war. There was something blown up, but it was. I stayed at this hotel, and they had these metal detectors, and everybody had to walk through the metal detector except me. Like they were like, we know you ain't doing nothing. Like it's the first time the black dude didn't have to go through the metal detector. I was like, wow. But they kept looking at my hair like the whole time. I was doing the movie. Like I would be on the set and people were like, can I? And I was like, why are you so
Another
fat?
thing that's never happened to me that's happened to you. We have to take a break. DL Hughley. Check him out online, et cetera, et cetera. This is the Bob and Tom Show.